This program was put on by the previous teen librarian. I think she did it for 1 or 2 years before I took it over. And this was something I didn't have to take over, but I thought it sounded really fun and really great for the community and wanted to keep it going. So I did take it over and kept it going. And now it's just each year progress. Each year, I did it right before COVID, and then we had COVID. So I was supposed to do my prom program the weekend before everything shut down. I had 2 more days and then everything just shut down completely. So I was ready to go. I had dresses ready and makeup and hair people ready to go. And then I just had to cancel it. So that was very sad. And then the next year was not really a traditional one because there was still a lot of restrictions with COVID. Some people were doing prom, so I did set them up and did like one-on-one appointments. And now I did it the other last 2 years. And so I've been doing it for a couple of years. So you're probably wondering what it is. So what is the Once Upon a Prom program? It's an event that is hosted for about 1 or 2 weekends. We're thinking about doing it more this weekend just because of the need, where we collect prom dresses from the community and we give them out to free for students. So we allow anyone to come to get prom dresses, even if they're not part of the Winchester community. We also offer free hair and makeup during this event. We reach out to hair and makeup stylists. We just look on social media and find people, or just ask people around, local people, and they donate their time for that Saturday. We usually do it on a Saturday from like 10 to 2-ish. So they could stay the whole time or whatever time. It's very flexible just because they're giving up their time and donate their time to do this, but it's good for collaboration and for their business too. And then we allow people to make appointments after these 2 events happen. I still get a lot of phone calls about people wanting or needing prom dresses. So I'm very nice and I allow people to come after and make appointments, and they get to try on the dresses, and if they're still looking for a dress, because I would hate to turn away anybody. So I keep them set up for probably a few months. And we're a small library, so we have a lot of space. So if you have a bigger space, and it can make it work, but in a small space like our library, it's a lot. It takes up a lot of space. And now I have a lot more dresses, which I'll talk about later on. These are just some visuals that I have. So some displays that we've done with prom dresses. Sometimes I'll take pictures of the prom dresses and post them on our social media so people can kind of see what we have. Because a lot of people are like, oh, they just have like old dresses from a long time ago. But no, there's actually a lot. People donate lots of beautiful dresses, recent dresses. And this was like a little flyer we had in the left corner with all the beautiful dresses and all the beautiful girls. The girl with the blue dress, I love to tell the story because she came in I want a red dress. I just want a red dress. And she was looking, she tried on like so many dresses, and then we're like, just try this on, just do it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. And she tried it on and she absolutely loved it. She was just walking around the library in it, got her hair and makeup done. So it was great. And those are like the stories that really make this whole program worth it. Just making girls feel beautiful about themselves and getting excited for prom. So if you want to start a program like this, it depends on the need of your community. If you think it's a need in your community, that's obviously a really important step. We're a small community and there's some low income families. So we do have a lot of people seeking, especially we get a lot of junior high school students that are going to prom for like significant others. So we get a lot of juniors, but we do get a lot of seniors as well. And we have lots of options for them. Do you have time to implement this program? This program is a little bit time consuming, but it's not too much. We don't really spend too much budget wise. So it's really about the time you're taking, the marketing, reaching out to hair and makeup, reaching out to community for dresses and all that stuff. So just doing all that. It's not too much, but again, it's a low cost program as well. And then do you have the resources? Do you have people that can do hair and makeup and stuff like that? Just other resources. I usually offer like a resource table at the prom event with list of hair and makeup people local, or nail techs or stuff like that. And are you able to market this well enough? So market it past Winston so you can get the results, because you want as many people to come to your events, of course. So marketing this really well to other towns, Facebook pages, Instagram. We're talking about putting on like the radio this time, looking at like new newsletters in your towns, everything like that. So what you'll need if you do want to start something like this. So I'll talk about a little bit more how we do it. These are just like the basics you'll need if you just want to do like a basic prom giveaway dress program. So you need prom informal dresses, or reaching out to community or businesses. You need clothing racks. I keep having to purchase more clothing racks every year. I have like 5 or 6 now. Someone donated one, and a couple people donated a few, which was great too. Someone found one of the tags though and called me was like, there's a clothing rack here for $10. Do you want it? I'm like, grab it. I'll give you the $10. So that was great too. So people just think of us for this prom program all year round. I take donations all year round because people clean up their house at different time. So I'm like, just bring them to me. I'll take them, and I just store them in our very small storage room. My dresses are taking up a lot of our storage room. So every year, the dresses, if there's some that I think will stay in style, some of them I will donate to either the thrift store or to like a high school drama department. That's the one where you can do that, but I do store some of them because some of them I think might stay in style. And so I do that as well. And then resources about prom related information. So like I said, I have that resource table. It just adds another component to the prom program and offering resources as a library as we do. So that's like, if you wanted to start this is a very basic, and then you can go up from there. This is kind of how we started, and then we keep just adding more and more every year. So this is kind of like how we plan it. I like kind of planned it out by like months. So like June or July of like last year, I just started doing this in like 2022. We were starting to ask businesses for donations of dresses. So last year I did get a donation, I think of 50 dresses by the Birdie Gray company. They're more bridesmaids dresses, but they're formal wear. And we did have some ladies take them. You can reach out to David's Bridal. I know they have some donations, but I haven't had any luck with them. And then a local prom shops. I reached out to a prom shop in Milford, and they did donate 150 brand new dresses with tags on them this year. So I'm very grateful for that. And they gave us some shoes and purses too. So I just reached out to so many companies, so many businesses, just told them what I was doing, and if they could donate, that'd be great. I'm planning on I usually try to make a brochure or highlight them on our social media to also promote them for giving to our library for this program. And then October and November time is when you start asking the public for donations. We send out a flyer, and I'll show you the flyer, the next slide. Just asking for donations. And now this is like an event that people know is going to be happening because we've been advertising it for a couple of years. So people just see prom dresses and they're like, oh, go bring it to the library, because I'll take donations all year round. And then you pick your dates for the event. We picked our dates for our event this year, and we decided to spread it out. We usually do it back-to-back weekends, but that just seems too quick. So we're now going to do one in February, one in March, one in April, because having those one-on-one appointments are very time consuming, and it's each girl takes about like an hour for those one-on-one appointments, and that's a lot of time when I'm still getting 30 or 40 girls after the event coming for dresses. So we're kind of spread it out so we could just reference them to come on this day. And then start asking makeup, hair. And one year I had a seamstress come as well. I know it's a little bit harder for them because their businesses stay busy all year round, but so you can invite different people that are prom related. You can even invite like florists or other people like that. So January, I start sending out flyers about the event to local schools, Facebook pages, newspapers, town newsletters, and we're thinking about doing radio stations as well. And then February and March, if you have hair and makeup schedule, then you can make the brochure to highlighting the businesses that are supporting this program. Really just letting them know that they're appreciated for their time, and just try to highlight them as much as you can, because they're giving out their time and supplies for free. So trying to make it worthwhile for them and displaying their business and their work is really important. I always tell them to bring business cards and examples of their work too, so they could share it with people. And then collect any other resources you want to promote. A board, I have a board with local businesses for hair, makeup, and nails. Display a local florist corsage. You can reach out. I had a florist give me a bouquet of flowers so people could see like the type of flowers they have and I put it near the resource table for them to look at. And then 1 or 2 weeks before the event is just go, go, go. We have volunteers hang up all the dresses, and we hang them up by size on all the racks. And then reminding makeup and hair and seamstress about the events. I kind of remind them like periodically right before, because just so they remember the event, because I never want them to forget, because then you won't have the hair and makeup. And again, hair and makeup is an optional thing. This is just an extra thing to have them be able to see what their hair and makeup look like with the dress, or if they wanted to test it out before prom, they could do that. Just another extra fun thing for the day for them to do. And then start sharing sneak peeks of the dresses, ones that you think will be popular on social media, so people can kind of see what you have, and that will kind of draw them in. And then highlight the businesses through our constant contact or our social media that are helping at the event. We do raffles too. The first year I did it, I just did like a girly gift basket. Last year I did nail certificates, because I figured that would be helpful for prom, or even if they want to get their nails done, not for prom, but everyone loves a good nail certificate. And then purchase snacks and drinks for the event if you want to offer snacks or drinks too. I always keep them away from the dresses. I'm like, you have to eat it in the hallway, not by the dresses. And then these are just some examples of the flyers. The dark pink one is just for donations, and we just send out to public, or we bring it to local businesses to hang up. And then the prom event, like I said, we've only done it for like 2 weekends. Now we're kind of expanding it and spreading it out a bit. So, and we don't have any signups for this either. We just ask people to come in. So the day of the event, as librarians, we wear many hats, and this one's unusual, but you are a fashion consultant for the day. You are carrying dresses, giving girls tips, matching shoes and purses to the dress, giving them hair and makeup advice. So it's actually really fun. It's like just a great day just to see all these like teens kind of come out their shell and try on beautiful dresses and just make them look beautiful for the day. You are there to support them and looking for dresses. So I help them pick out dresses. I usually greet them and ask them about what size and kind of guide them to their size. If they kind of like, I kind of just feel them out to see if they want help. If they don't, they're really kind of like, I went on my own. I kind of let them look on their own, or offer help. I'll give them advice on what colors they should go between their skin tone and stuff like that. So just I'm not a professional at this. I kind of just learned throughout the time, kind of the advice to give them, and about, I can guess kind of about their size just because I've done it so much. And I like know all the dresses I have in my head because I look at them so much too. So I'm like, oh, I have this blue dress over here that I think will look great on you. So I just go grab it and they try it on, and it's great. And then again, I help them carry dresses. I'm carrying them over my shoulders, like 5 to 6 dresses at a time for them to try on. We usually just convert our bathrooms to like dressing rooms, because we have 2 public bathrooms near this area. But I also have a divider that I make into a dressing room, like in the room too, just for an extra space, because sometimes we get a lot of girls at one time. Then just give them advice, tell them about the resources too. I always reference them to the resource table. I always put the raffle near it, so they'll have to look at everything. Ask them if they want their hair and makeup done. That's what they're there for. Just get their hair and makeup done, just have some fun with it. And then just talk about the hair and makeup stylists that are there, and just kind of hype up the hair and makeup and just tell them what they do and all that. So that's the day and kind of what my role is. I'm down there all day, and it's a fun day. They're really great days. And this is kind of like a little bit of the setup. I had a photo backdrop. I had like a grass wall that's on the bottom that I set up for photos. And the resource table, I also put like tips on hair and makeup if people wanted to like do their own. I did like some tips and some ideas about nails and hair and makeup. And then some racks on the left. I have a lot more racks now. Like I said, I keep collecting more racks every year. And these are like jam-packed, like from each rack, just jam-packed. And then I put labels on the dresses, like on the racks with sizes, and I do it by sizes and just to make it easier for them to look at. I do get some shorter dresses too. I have about from size 0 to size 24. So it just depends on what people are donating at the time. So I have a good range of size dresses. You should see how many girls come in to size 0. I'm just like, good for you, girl. Collaboration. So collaboration is really big with this because a lot of the people that are attending and collaborating with us are doing this for free. So you can see if nail salons nearby will give discount cards. We've done that in the past. Seek hair and makeup artists for the day. It's good if you have someone like someone that's starting out in hair and makeup, or I know we have a school, a technical school that has a hair and makeup program. So that's great to connect with like a local high school if they have a hair and makeup, hair dressing program. You can talk to your local florist about corsages and boutonnieres, either if they give a discount or wants to display like an example so they can see. We also done the past ask the local men warehouse for discount suit coupons. Maybe some of the young ladies can grab for their dates. Ask prom stores to donate for prom dresses, which we've done just the previous year and received a bunch of donations. So we're grateful for that too. See if you can receive sponsorships from local businesses. You can do that to see if you can receive some money either to purchase more dresses or just for like the raffles or anything like that. See if the seamstress can come, provide any discounts, asking the public for donations if dresses are outdated, seeing if a local drama department can use them. Reach out to local radio stations to announce your event. So just a lot of big community support. Another way that I do find dresses is I reach out to people on Facebook Marketplace that are selling dresses kind of not really expensive that are in my area. And I just like, hi, I see that you're selling this dress. If you don't sell this dress, would you consider donating it to this event? And then I will go pick them up for this event. I've gotten a couple, actually it's kind of worked. I got a couple dresses last year doing that. And again, it's well appreciated that I know they're selling the dresses, but sometimes we'll give them for free for this event. So it's worth reaching out, kind of taking that risk. I know it's a little awkward sometimes, but you can just say you can or cannot. These are just some pictures of the events, some hair that our hair and makeup people. The dresses that we got from Birdie Gray last year, they're all brand new with tags, and there was a bunch of different colors and styles. Some flowers that from a local florist that wanted to share her work, and then me receiving the 3 giant boxes of dresses too. And that's pretty much it. I had my email here if anybody wants any of these slides or have any questions. I wrote down what our next prom events are. We're doing 2 with hair and makeup, and then we're doing 1 without, just because it's sometimes gets difficult finding enough people to do it. So we just stick to hair and makeup for 2 of the events, and then we're gonna see how that goes. We're testing out some new things this year.
Awesome. Thank you, Kimmie. And feel free, folks, to sort of continue asking questions about this program. We've had a few come in. One came in through the Q&A, and they said, have you had any issues with dress donation condition / cleaning?
Yes. Yes. Our flyer says gently used, but not everyone listens to that. I will wash some of them myself. I just do it at home in my washer in a very gentle cleaner, and I use a cleaner with no scent as well. I'm not sure. You have to look at the dress too and the material, because sometimes the material doesn't work, but I rather have them clean. I've reached out to local cleaners and I haven't had any luck, but maybe some would be more open to it in different towns. So you can reach out to a local cleaners, or like I said, clean them at home, which probably isn't the exact right way to do most of them, but it gets them clean, because sometimes they smell like cigarette smoke, or they have stains on them. And sometimes if they have too many stains, I will just put it in the donation pile. I'll bring it and donate it, because sometimes they're just too far gone.
And it sounds like, honestly, to me, that might be a sponsorship opportunity too. So maybe even if you can't find a cleaner to clean them for free, maybe there's someone else in the community who might want to, sort of do a mini sponsorship and could pay for that. But yeah, I imagine sometimes you get dresses similar to some of the books that we get donated, or like,
Yes.
I want that. So we had another question come in that said, do you do anything specifically to make this event inclusive of the LGBTQIA plus teens specifically? They said, I love this idea, but would possibly be worried about the potential of being too geared towards a traditional gender identity.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of questions about that last year, between the last couple years. And I've been trying to find some different ways. I wanted to bring more people with, it's harder to get suit donations because so many people just rent suits right now for like proms and stuff. So you could have someone from Men's Warehouse come out, or another suit company come out, and also have like fittings. They can get measurements and like discounts or something like that. We did that one year, and we didn't get a lot of need for it. Not a lot of people did it. But again, it's something that we can try again and just keep doing it, since it's been more of a concern the past couple of years that I have had a couple questions about it. So you can try to make it inclusive by adding the suits or that. But yeah, it is kind of like a traditional, like for girls or whatnot.
Well, yeah, and I mean, we all know that communities change and shift often, and it seems like at one point the services that were traditionally being offered were fine, and sort of maybe now as things shift, like it's time to readdress things. And what I love about this program is that it seems like it can be, like the bones of it can be taken and it can be tailored to a different community with different types of needs, and that just sort of what makes it a lot of fun. And to the person who asked about suits, we got that answer. And I guess that does make sense. Suit rentals, more than dress rentals. Rent the runway is expensive. I'm gonna just sort of sit here. Are there any other questions? I'm gonna scroll to make sure I didn't miss anything from farther up. For folks who did come in sort of a little bit after we started and maybe missed a link that I dropped in, we do have the link to Kimmie's slides in the virtual tote bag, which includes, her email and some of this information on dress donations. I was telling Kimmie before we got started that we held a conversation with her with a program we have in Connecticut called CT Pages, for anyone from our state. And our administrative assistant, after watching that, actually drove up and donated some dresses for this program. So it's really nice to kind of see the community interaction. I think I have a question. One of the things I think that we hear a lot, especially in teen services, is, trying to get teens to the library and, trying to build a relationship with the teen community to make them feel more comfortable in the library. Do you think that this program helps with that, sort of helps build relationships with the teens in your community and maybe nearby communities, sort of strengthening that adult librarian and teen relationship?
Yeah, I think so, because we get a lot of teens that normally don't come into libraries because I don't think they know exactly what we offer. They just think we're a building with books in it, but we do offer a lot more than just that. So it's great to get them in, and then you can tell them other things that you've done, and they're always like so surprised. Even a lot of people are surprised when they come to the library to come pick out a prom dress, and like, they're like, I've never expected a library to do this. And it's just another great thing that libraries can do for the community.
Now, I don't know a lot about Beardsley. I said this before. I don't really drive very far past Hartford. Like, I don't really drive up past like the airport, just because I personally, I just rarely have a reason to. Is there a financial distress situation in Winstead? Is that sort of, do you think, part of the reason why this program was started, just as a way to help in one of the ways that libraries can? We can't do anything about housing insecurity, right? There's a lot that we can't do anything about, but is that kind of what the community is like there?
Yeah, I do hear a lot. I always ask where they're from too when they come in, what town they're from and what high school. I get a lot of, this is great for a lot of homeschoolers too, because a lot of homeschoolers do prom. So I send them to homeschool groups as well for collaboration. But yeah, I always get a lot of people that like, a lot of moms or grandmas or guardians coming in saying like, thank you so much for doing this. I really couldn't afford it, especially a lot of people do junior and senior proms, and it's to buy 2 dresses. I have a twin sister, so my parents had to buy 2 prom dresses at the same time, and that was kind of like a financial strain because they're so expensive for prom. It's absolutely insane how expensive they are, hundreds of dollars, and it is really hard for families to purchase prom dresses, and now they're just getting more elaborate and fancy and more expensive. So this really helps families, and I get so many comments and about that when they come in, and they appreciate it a lot. So yeah, I in our community I do see the need because we do get a lot of people from Winstead as well. So, but we've gotten people from like Bristol or Torrington or Litchfield or Goshen. A lot of those are like the main communities I've heard come here for dresses.
Right. I think that's beautiful. We got another question, sort of a logistical one, a fair question. How many staff/volunteers do you have on the day of the program?
Last year, I usually have a hair and makeup person at each event, and then I've only kind of handle it. I'm usually like the one main person who does most of the work. My teen librarian now is in training too, so she's helping me with all the work. I have about 1 or 2 volunteers the day of the event, and I just have some. I had an adult and a teen volunteer that were willing to help as well. And then I have volunteers hang up all the dresses, because that's hang up and put away all the dresses, because that's a very time-consuming task as well.
Do you have separate volunteers doing the hanging up and breaking down, sort of the setup and breakdown, as opposed to the ones that are helping you during the event, or are they all kind of the same people?
They're different. We have like a local group that comes twice a week here that I had them put the dresses up, and then I had 2 separate volunteers. So you get any volunteers that are willing to help, but again, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So I might need more, because I was kind of doing it by myself and it was kind of overwhelming the first year. So I've recruited some more people, because sometimes there's only like 2 girls in there, and then usually around noon we get like 13 at a time, and then it's like very overwhelming, and there's not enough dressing rooms, and everyone's just being patient, and everything works out. So I try to, if you have more space and more bathrooms for people to try on dresses, that helps. But just depending on how you think it will, what the need will be that day, depending on how much you hear the people will come or not. So like I said, I had two volunteers with me last year, and that was helpful. I think that was enough it was a good like spacing out last year for me. It worked out good. So
yeah. Wow. And I mean, I can only imagine, as we sort of deal with inflation, and I mean, basic things like grocery prices being through the roof, that folks are going to have more of a need. So I mean, in my humble opinion, I think it's a great program. I think you're doing a great job, and this could easily fall into the category of something like, this is not what libraries are here for, right? Like, it's very easy to kind of imagine something like that, but you saw a need in your community and are continuing to offer a program to meet the needs of not only your community, but 4 or 5, 6 towns surrounding it. So yeah. I think that's great.
Yeah, I would love to see more towns do it. Just there's like other nonprofits that do similar things, but not a lot in our area. So it's kind of more of a need in our area. So maybe look around in your area and see if anybody else does it, and then it would be really popular in your area if no one else really does it. So it worked out really well for us, and we've had good results and lots of happy teens, and it's a very rewarding program. This is like my baby, so I've been just kind of keep progressing it and just really want it to thrive. So
well, thank you, Kimmie, for taking time. You have directorly duties now. I really appreciate that you were able to take time and sort of share this program with the the teen librarians of New England and a little bit beyond. Thank you so much. And as a reminder to anyone who's here, Christy reposted the virtual tote bag, where you can get access to these slides and reach out to Kimmie sort of separate from here. And we're getting a little closer to the end of our day. So thank you everyone for coming. And after this time slot, we've got one more to go. Thank you, everybody.
thank you everyone
so much,
for coming. Thank you everyone for coming and listening.
Thank you.